Hello, in this video I am going to go through my entire journal ecosystem as an artist. I'm going to go through each notebook, planner, and sketchbook that I use and let you know how I use them and new things that I want to incorporate for the 2026 new year. And at the end there's going to be a little bit of a bonus and I will go through each of my favorite pens. So I hope you enjoy the video. We are going to start out with sketchbooks. Okay, first and foremost is my Strathmore drawing sketchbook. I normally go to Strathmore for a lot of my papers. I feel like their paper is very reliable. And this is a 8.5 by 11 sized sketchbook. It's hardcover, the paper's white, and it has a slight tooth. And it's great for any drawing medium because this is their drawing sketchbook. They also have other varieties if you like mixed media. They have mixed media, they have tanned, marker, all the kinds you need. But I went for drawing for this sketchbook. And it's great for graphite, color pencil, ballpoint pen, and this is where I practice drawing. Sketchbooks are great for an artist's practice because of a couple different reasons. One of the first reasons is because it builds creative discipline. Even for a few minutes, it reinforces the habit of showing up to your art practice. It also can help track your growth and artistic evolution. I love going back through my old sketchbooks and being like, yikes, what the heck was that? But it just tracks your growth, which is great. And yeah, looking back at older entries shows you how much you've grown, what themes you've outgrown, and what keeps coming back to you creatively. It also encourages experimentation. It's a good place to explore ideas without pressure, which often leads to breakthroughs in your work. Next is my Royal Talens sketchbook. Royal Talens is a really affordable sketchbook and they come in lots of different colors. So you can choose, which is kind of fun. But this is an older one that I use and I'm just trying to fill it up, and so I've been using it for anatomy alongside my Morpho Anatomy Simplified Forms book. The pages in this Royal Talens sketchbook are cream. It is an A5 size. The paper has a slight tooth to it and it mostly takes drawing mediums. I've tried marker in it, but it does bleed through. If you don't mind the ghosting, then it could be great for marker as well. Next up is going to be my Traveler's Notebook. The Traveler's Notebook Company is a Japanese brand, and it's basically a leather cover. It comes in a bunch of different colors, and they offer refills, so you can really customize it however which way you'd like. And this year, because I didn't use it too much last year, I have these new refills. One is sketch paper and one is watercolor paper, and so I'm converting the notebook into a sketchbook with these two refills so that I can use it for urban sketching or plein air painting and bring it along with me on my mini artist dates or solo adventures, because sometimes bringing my large Strathmore sketchbook can get a little bit cumbersome, and this one is made for traveling, so I thought that would be a good solution for that. Both of these refills feature smooth white paper. I would compare the watercolor paper to a hot press, and the sketch paper is close to my Strathmore sketchbook, and there's like a little bit of a tooth to it, but you know, it's sketch paper, like normal sketch paper. And then the pages are perforated, which is really nice. Especially for urban sketching or plein air painting. If you want to give your work to somebody that you drew out and about, you can do that, which I thought was very nice, and I look forward to that. And in my Traveler's Notebook, I also have a folder insert as well as this zipper pouch insert that I got on Amazon, and that's nice in case I want to store supplies, and I just have extra pockets, I guess. There's also pockets that are about the size of a Polaroid, so you can put Polaroids or stickers or cards, maybe your business cards, stuff like that. So overall, this will be a new setup that I'm going to try for urban sketching and plein air painting in 2026. And something that I like about drawing from life is that it supports mindfulness and presence, and it documents life as an artist. If you're sentimental like me, it becomes a personal archive. Okay, so another new thing in my 2026 journal ecosystem is this Midori MD notebook in their frame variation. And I plan on using this for capturing ideas before they disappear. So sketches, concepts, color palettes, and sparks of inspiration that slip away quickly, I want to put them in this dedicated place so that it gives it a home so that those ideas don't disappear. It is also a place where I want to explore those ideas without pressure. And what sold me on this one is that there's 3 dedicated spots up at the top. I plan to use that for the title, what part of the process I'm in, and then the date, which is something I already do when I'm ideating. And so to have that structure already instilled in this notebook is what sold it for me. I tried thumbnailing and ideating in my main Strathmore drawing sketchbook, but I don't feel like that quite works for me because it just feels like a separate process. So I'm happy to have a new place for that. I feel like one of my biggest takeaways from 2025 was the importance of planning and routine, and just how planning can let your conscious decisions dictate your day rather than your fears and impulses. It also just contributes to flow. So this is an orange notebook that I got from HomeGoods. It's very much set up like a bullet journal with numbered pages and an index. The paper is cream with grid layout, and I use this to plan my videos. And how I plan my videos is I basically just like get out anything I might want to say on paper, organize it, and then make a checklist. So that is what I use and do for video planning. And then next is my Hobonichi weeks, and this is for personal to-dos, doctor's appointments, schedules, housekeeping things, just things like that. It has a monthly and a weekly layout. This tracker that I'm not sure how to use yet, and note pages in the back. And here's an example of how I would use it for personal use. And next up in my journal ecosystem is notebooks. Okay, these are the 2 notebooks that I'm going to talk about, and the first one is my little commonplace book. I'll be honest, I haven't been keeping up with this one too well, but it is still a part of my ecosystem. So what I use this for is it is a central place for every art tip or idea or knowledge that I learn. This is where I collect and organize information, and I do have a video where I talk about it a little bit more, and I will link that, of course. It is also an A6 pocket size dot grid Leuchtturm, also set up like a bullet journal with the numbered pages and the index, and I got this one at HomeGoods as well. And this next beautiful journal I got from Barnes & Noble, and I treated myself to it probably about a year ago after filling so many journals now, and it has Monet's beautiful artwork on it, his water lilies. It has cream pages, it's fountain pen friendly, and it's kind of wide ruled, maybe not as wide as wide ruled, but wide ruled, I'd say. And this is where I clear all my mental clutter. Journaling helps you unfold everything so your mind has space to create. This is also where I just, process my emotions, do morning pages. Journaling is just so good for you. It strengthens your creative voice. Writing regularly helps you notice your patterns, themes, obsessions, and the way you think. This then sharpens your artistic voice. So I just think journaling is great for an artist's practice, and I feel so grateful to have this beautiful journal. Okay, wow, so that sums up all the notebooks, planners, and sketchbooks that I use currently and will be using in 2026. The next thing that I thought would be a little fun to talk about, that's going to be a little bit of a bonus, is pens, because I figure pens and paper go together. So I have quite the variety of pens, and I very often test pens, and so I have quite a bit. So these are the ones that I've been using recently. This is the Uniball 1P. It's a mini pocket-sized pen, and it's in 0.5, and it's very black and precise, and I use it in my Hobonichi weeks. Next is the Uniball Zento that I got at Target recently. This is attached to my orange grid notebook at all times, and it is what I use to write and plan out my videos. Next is the Uniball Vision Needle. I have been liking this one for journaling lately, but it's been running out of ink and I need to get a new one. I'm realizing I really like Uniball, so there's that. Next up, you will see is the TWSBI Eco, and if you're at all interested in fountain pens, I really recommend TWSBI Eco to start because it holds a lot of ink, so it's great for artists. And if you are more of a long form writer, I tend to like medium nibs. Diamine ink is also a great place to start. This next one is Pila Prera medium nib. It feels more like a medium fine nib because Japanese companies tend to feel more small with their nibs. And in this is the Platinum Carbon Black ink. Next, the Zebra Sarasa Vintage Colors are some of my favorite, and these are 0.5. Some pencils that are constant in my artwork are the Sadler Triplus Micro in 0.5 and the Blackwing Matte. Before I forget, the Uniball Zento was a 0.7. And that is it. Thank you for spending time with me today and for flipping through the pages that shape my days. Hopefully, I will see you in my next video. Bye!